6 minutes after 9 o'clock. I've learned a lot after so many weeks of listening to Brad and Josh educate us about what it takes to become a pilot. They, of course, come in each week from WOCA Aviation Flight School to teach us those very lessons. And if you have a question about what it takes to become a pilot, just an aviation question in general, you're invited to call the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Of the things I've learned that people call pilots fly guys. I never knew that before. Cloud hoppers, and specifically you two, at least according to one lady, eye candy, and which I can't see it from my perspective, but you guys are eye candy.
Okay.
One of the emails suggested the eye candy hour, so.
Yeah, I don't think we'll call it that.
Which, by the way, it's only a half hour, just so you know.
Yeah. But it's a full hour because they have to take a half hour to recover, apparently.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
That or the internet's slow and has to buffer.
That could be, yes. I'm doing well. Some of those terms I have not heard. I mean, I've heard, but...
Fly guy, cloud hopper.
Yeah, cloud hopper? I don't...
No? Hopping from cloud to cloud?
I get it. I just...
Did you hear that the asteroid is being called, what was it called again? Football de Dios, the football of God, God's football. You know, the asteroid that's coming close to Earth today?
I have a feeling it would be bigger. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the size of half a football field, is what they say.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah. And it was discovered by a Spanish astronomer, I guess.
I kind of figured by the Spanish name, yes. Did you figure that too?
I did not, actually.
Did you hear about the smaller meteorite that hit, or meteor, whatever, that hit Russia this morning?
Yes. Yes. We had nothing to do with that.
Don't go flying today. It just looks like it might not be a good idea.
There's meteors out there. How do you tell it on your weather report, Josh, if there's meteors out there?
I don't know.
What does a weather report tell you, Josh?
Does it really show you?
No.
No, okay.
I'm not sure how they would, maybe, in the area.
Would that be a NOTAM?
I have a feeling that would be something that they'd put in the hazardous weather.
Probably.
Like space debris.
Space, yeah, because there's a lot of different ways that they check the weather, and there's different categories, since that's what we're trying to figure out is what category that would be in, because it would definitely be in the category of hazardous.
Yeah.
And NOTAMs, I mean, NOTAMs wouldn't be a...
No. NOTAMs are notices to airmen.
Well, I know, but you would want to know that.
Yeah, but our listeners don't know that.
That's true.
So, I'm explaining what a NOTAM is.
Okay.
Yes.
How about a convective sigmet?
Nope, because falling rocks are not convective.
That's true. But it's severe. I'm trying to think of how you would express how severe it would be.
But a convective sigmet is for thunderstorms that are convective.
Yes.
And falling rocks out of space aren't convective. They're just falling.
And what would a dust storm be in, Josh?
A dust storm would... but it's not a dust storm. It's a big rock falling from space.
But what's a dust storm?
Convective sigmet.
Thank you. Okay.
Actually, it would be a sigmet.
Not severe. They are convective.
Well, it's not a dust storm, though.
No. But what a meteorite made out of?
It could be an ice storm, because it's made out of ice.
Yes.
All right, so redefine...
So then it would be a what?
I'm sorry, I was actually not even listening anymore. He's saying it's
okay.
Sorry.
All right, so help us understand what you guys just were talking about. A NOTAM you kind of have half defined, and then a convective. What are you saying there?
Okay, what it is they have different ways that they do weather. Well, I figured it was a good lead-in. That's why I did it on purpose.
It is a good lead-in.
There's a lot of different ways that you get weather and the way they categorize weather. The first one that our students will usually look at is what's called a METAR. A METAR tells them the weather on the surface at a particular airport. So like if you were looking at a METAR for Ocala, it would tell you wind speed and wind direction for the runways. It would tell you the temperature. It will tell you the clouds and that kind of stuff. So that it tells you obviously what the weather is at your particular airport, if you're going to take off, if you're not going to take off, that sort of thing. Then you have a lot of severities with the weather, and that's where you get into airmets, sigmets, convective sigmets, and each one of them just gets more severity for the weather. And you can do. There's lessons and books on aviation weather.
Yeah, like that's a great big chunk out of your pilot training is actually learning how to get the weather and how to interpret it. For example, A METAR, which Brad was just talking about, is a routine aviation weather report. So it's reporting the weather that is right now.
It's every hour.
Yes,
Yes, every hour.
They update it every hour at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. So at 50 past. So this is a really.
Sorry, I thought I turned it off.
All right. So this is the current Ocala METAR.
Okay. All right.
As observed
How
by
do you spell what you're saying?
METAR.
Okay, just like it sounds. Okay.
Yep, METAR. Yep. And this is
METAR.
Yeah. And this is from the 15th day of the month, which is today, obviously, at 13:50 Zulu. Now, Zulu time is universal coordinated time that we use in aviation, so you don't have to deal with different time zones as much.
Okay.
So that's going to be Greenwich Mean Time. All right. So at 13:50 Zulu, which was this last hour, all right, the winds were 010 at 6 knots, so coming out of the north-northeast at 6 knots, 10 miles of visibility, clear, no clouds. Temperature was 9 degrees Celsius. The dew point was 6 degrees Celsius, and the barometric pressure was 30.11.
All right.
So that's a weather report. So that tells me the winds are fairly calm. There's no clouds. There's good visibility. So
I understand the wind, the weather. Does the barometric pressure affect your flying at all?
it does,
Yes.
because the instrument that we use to know how high we're flying is called an altimeter. And this altimeter we set the barometric pressure in it every day or every
okay.
flight so that it reads correctly. The way it works is it takes the static air pressure from outside the airplane, and as that changes, that's shown on the needle. So as the airplane climbs, the static pressure drops, and your increases. Mm-hmm. Yes, and
One or the other.
and it's shown on your altimeter. So
Pressure increases, and that's what makes them collapse.
So as you've got different pressure systems that move through the area, that also affects your altimeter, and that's why we have to set that at every flight.
And as you go to different airports, it'll be different, and that's why you need to know what it is. Because if it's off, then your altimeter is going to say you're at a different height than you actually are.
Yeah,
Which
elevation, huh?
Could be bad. That could be
That could be bad. Yes.
So, and what was the convecting? What was that word? What did that
Convective.
mean? What did that mean?
It's according to Josh, it means things are falling. I think.
No, that's not what I said.
No, what did you say?
You said it was going to be.
You said converging.
No, you said it would be in a convective segment on the basis that a convective segment covers dust storms.
And severe weather.
Yes, but a meteor would not be a dust storm.
No. So we need to call somebody and find out.
So convective meaning...
Call the Weather Channel.
I'm still not sure what the word convective means.
Have you ever heard of a convective oven?
Okay, so an oven is just a regular oven?
It's actually called a convection oven.
Whatever. Same idea.
Like,
the idea that you've got the heating and the circulation of the air that happens as the ground gets heated.
Okay.
The air rises, cools down,
Okay.
falls back down. That movement is called convection.
I got you.
And when you've got that in a thunderstorm, you got more severe thunderstorms occurring.
Okay, I think you have a phone call. Looks like I can't see the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Good morning. You're on the air with Josh and Brad.
Yeah, I guess you were trying to describe updrafts and downdrafts, where warm air rises and cold air falls, and in a thunderstorm, it's really you can get some nasty stuff like wind shears and stuff like that.
Okay, and that would not apply to a dust storm, or it would apply to a dust storm?
Well, yeah, a dust storm has the same kind of forces, only with sand mixed in too.
Okay.
That's all I said was.
All right, so convective is actually referring to the wind.
Yeah, heat and hot air rising and cool air falling, and sometimes it's rising fast and falling fast at the same time.
All right.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
All right, now I got
So
it.
pretty much what I just said. Yep. Great.
Yeah. I was looking up the actual definition.
Uh-huh.
It's a very long definition, so I'm not going to get into that right now.
All right.
Yes. But yes, anyway, I just figured it was a good lead-in to get into weather and that kind of stuff.
You could have warned me a little bit.
I know, I could have.
So I've been a little bit ready for it.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're like,
fun.
hey, Josh, I'm going to talk about weather a little
I
bit.
didn't realize I was until he brought up the meteor. or meteorite, whatever it was.
Yeah, I'm never clear about that either.
I think a meteor is when it's in space, and meteorite is once it's in the Earth's atmosphere.
I think that's right.
Aha.
Good morning. You're on the air with Josh and Brad.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Not that you're going to get hit by a meteor, but how about, have you ever got involved in a hailstorm or know of anybody that went through one and had damage to their plane but was okay?
Well, we haven't been through it because you don't. I mean, if you're having that bad of weather, you don't want to be up in the air. We've had, damage at Ocala Airport from hailstorms.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's one of those you learn the weather so that you do not get involved in one of
donuts
those.
sound good.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But no, I don't know of anybody because we would not let our planes be in the air at the time
But
of
I
what's
do.
going on.
How about, like, in the summertime you're flying around, and these thunderstorms pop up real quick. How about lightning? You know of anybody that got struck by lightning in a small plane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was not flying the airplane at the time, but I was in an airplane that was struck by lightning.
Oh, what is it like? I mean, the big flash? Or?
Yeah, big flash and a bang.
Okay.
At the time, we didn't even actually realize that the airplane had been struck by lightning.
Yeah.
We didn't discover actually until a day later when we found part of the trailing edge of the wing had about a dime-sized burn hole in it.
Oh. If you had, like, let's say your arm was leaning up against the metal, could you get a shock or something from that? Or is it somehow
I'm not
grounded?
100% sure, but I don't believe so because
Yeah.
the lightning just passes through the airplane on its way down to the ground. So you're not actually grounded.
Yeah.
So I don't think, and very, very rarely does lightning actually affect, the airplane itself.
Yeah, it doesn't usually go through it.
Yeah, it can. Generally, what happens is the lightning strikes the frame of the airplane and goes around the cabin, kind of like when it strikes a car.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that if you were touching the skin of the airplane that
Why
Yeah.
don't you go try it?
Yeah, no.
I know years ago on a commercial plane, I flew through a thunderstorm, and there was tremendous lightning all around it. It's scary. I mean, God, you'd think, gee, you're not going to make it, but I guess no problem. Just flew right through it and got home, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, they're made to go through it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would affect the electronics of a plane, a bigger plane, or even a smaller plane or whatever. But I don't know. It was a scary experience. I certainly wouldn't want to be in a smaller plane during an electrical storm. That really has to be interesting.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, bye now.
By the way, I was just looking, and I'll turn the computer around and show you. There was a video on the Today Show of the meteor. I guess somebody was able to capture it while it was coming into the atmosphere. It almost looks like a space shuttle getting ready to crash. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I see it.
I mean, it just looks unreal. It looks like something from a science fiction movie.
I think it's funny how they're driving down the highway, and they just kind of keep filming and
Yeah,
driving.
right.
I'm kind of like,
Right.
I would probably, perhaps maybe, stop.
Well, the first thing I would think is that's an airplane crashing. That's what it looks like to me.
It's very, very bright.
Very
to
bright
me.
airplane.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know any better. I mean, what would I know?
I think you would know better.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Look at it again.
A big. Well, we know it's hindsight. If I saw a fiery ball in the sky, I don't know.
Well, speaking of that, this reminds me.
Speaking of fiery balls in the sky.
Yes. Remember, I guess it was about 6 or 8 months ago, and there were all these reports of a rocket going across the sky, and it was somebody was firing. In reality, it was just a plane. You remember hearing about that?
No.
Really?
No. But please continue your story. You've got me captivated. Your story has me captivated.
No, what it was is the way that it was that people saw it is they thought that somebody launched a rocket and then went straight up into space. But in reality, it was just a normal commercial airliner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, you remember
they
that?
saw the contrail. We talked about contrails.
We talked about contrails. We didn't talk about that one, and that's kind of like that,
Yeah.
Where obviously if it's meteorites going a little bit faster than that would be. But if you do see things.
I think it's funny how you drew on your little sheet there as you were talking to illustrate what you're saying.
because it took me drawing that for you to realize that.
Nobody can see that.
That was for your purpose.
You drew a line on a piece of
I
paper.
drew a line on a piece of paper, but he knew what I was talking about. But yeah, you're going to see things in the sky like that, and those contrails will, if it's going straight up, and a lot of times it's not in reality going straight
Looks
up.
like it is.
Looks
just
like it is.
appears
Your
it's straight
Well, a
up.
lot of times when it looks like it's going straight up, is it's coming right over the top of your head.
Yeah.
So
Look at the TV behind you. They're showing it on the Weather Channel, too.
Apparently they were watching us, and they knew, so they thought they should put it up.
Good morning. You're on the air with Josh and Brad.
Good morning.
Uh-oh.
You kind of sound like Charlie Brown's mother.
You're
What?
breaking
I got a
up.
bad signal.
Wait, yes.
There you go. Try it again.
I got a bad signal.
now we got you.
Now we
Go
hear
ahead.
you. Now we hear you.
I have a question about the asteroid and air traffic.
Okay.
It's not the asteroid's not like a meteor. I mean, they're predicting its path and they know what time it's going to go by. They said 2:30 or something like that where we live. Can't they just notify all air traffic at 18,000 feet or whatever it is, to avoid that pathway? I mean, they know right where it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any airline is going to get within its path. I mean, because it's not. I mean, I don't know how.
I assume
17,000 miles is what it says.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going to get any airlines close to that.
I assume that they did, say something, but at the same time, you got to realize the sky is very, very big, and the airplanes are very, very small. So the chances that you actually get hit are very, very small as well.
Yeah, and especially if it's 17. What'd you say, 17?
17,200 miles.
Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere close to it, and so I don't think it would really be a big deal.
17,200 miles. What?
It's the
From
closest.
Earth.
The closest it'll get to us. Which is
It's going to be.
I thought it hit the Earth.
No, he's talking about the one this afternoon that's coming.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. There's one coming this
thought it was-
afternoon.
Yes, that's what he just said at 2:30.
Well, I thought.
And it's an asteroid. It's not a meteorite because it's not coming here. It's just going past Earth.
Oh.
Yes, I'm sorry for Josh's lack of listening.
you still there? I think you hung
I think
up.
we lost him. But yeah, as far as the other one that actually came in as a meteorite, that's kind of what we were talking about.
But I think maybe there was a misunderstanding because the news item says 17,000 miles. Maybe he thought 17,000 feet.
Could be, yes. Yeah, 17,000 miles, we're never going to get close to that one. The meteorite, that's what we were discussing earlier. I don't know how you would warn people, but
See, you guys all switched gears on me, and I was trying to catch up.
I see that, yes.
Well,
I was still thinking about the donuts you talked about.
the asteroid is the one that they're calling God's football.
Yeah, exactly. I caught that.
That's the one that's
Asteroid meteorite.
That's the one that's half
Totally
the size of a football field.
Yes. Yeah, if it was half the size of a football field.
You guys went from half the size of a football field to hitting Russia.
Yeah. Two totally
To
different
17,000 miles, and I'm trying to follow along here.
Too
Yeah.
funny.
He is from.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Well, the theory I had, Dan and I were talking about this, that maybe because they spotted this thing last February of 2012.
The Russian one or
no,
the football?
The one that we know about.
Let's start using words here. Asteroid or meteor?
Asteroid.
Okay.
God's football. They saw God's football a year ago.
Yes.
They figured out exactly when it was going to come across, and I guess they got it right. It's coming
Yeah.
across today. Okay. Well, maybe it has a lot of other rocks floating with it
They
that they
generally
couldn't
do.
see.
Yes,
And
they
maybe
generally
that
do.
one this morning was one of them.
Usually they do. They don't just
So
come by
how
themselves.
big was this one that hit Russia?
I don't know. Maybe the size of a car? I don't know.
Well, that's pretty large.
No, I don't think it was that big.
No?
I think the largest ever recorded that I know of, not knowing how big this one was, like the size of a golf ball. That they actually, recovered.
Oh, did they recover?
Well, it actually hit a lake, and then when they went down with divers and they actually touched it, it crumbled right away.
Then why'd they touch it?
Because they were trying to salvage it to study it for nerdiness.
Well, this one in Russia, maybe it made it to ground. Maybe they can study it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up. It doesn't really have anything to do with aviation, but
But you got to fly. And if the asteroid has other little meteors coming around it, then
yeah, generally you will have
I wouldn't
a lot
fly
of other
right
stuff
now.
around
I would
it.
wait. I would wait till after 2:30.
I think I'm going to wait, too. I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
I'm just going to...
Why, you got to fly today?
Oh, yeah. I fly every day. I'm popular. I'm eye candy.
Yes, apparently you are eye candy. Your wife's not going to like your radio show anymore.
I think you're both eye candy.
I don't think my wife has listened to my radio show in many a day.
You got a lot of people watching right now.
Well, she works.
The number's pretty high. I don't know if you could.
How high?
It's 9,
No, I was going to say
which
6.
is pretty high.
That is pretty high.
Oh, now it's 8. Somebody just dropped off.
They got caught. That's okay. As long as we
it's
have
back at 9 again.
we have
It came
9
back up.
watchers and 8 listeners, so we're set. Actually, we know of
Like
3,
almost 20.
3 or 4 listeners for sure because they call in a
But
lot.
it's a total of 18,000. Just so you know, this is just like right now.
Oh, okay. Yay. Well, very good.
My brother watches sometimes. but then he calls me to tell me about stupid things I say.
That's
What?
because I've gotten better at not tell you stupid things you say on the air.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So you're flying today because you're teaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 3 different students today,
All right.
which is kind of an average day.
Well, that's
I
good.
try to get 4 if I can, but sometimes things come up and
Like a
weather,
radio show?
How many students start out with the Discovery flight?
Most of them.
Most
Most of
them.
them.
Listen,
Oh, really?
we
even,
will.
even if they haven't done it,
I was talking. You go right ahead, though.
even if they don't, I was going to say the same thing, but in a better way.
Okay, you go right ahead.
Even if they haven't done a Discovery flight and they're interested in flying, a lot of times their first lesson is pretty much a Discovery flight.
That's not what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With our students, I will not start a student if they have never been in a plane before. And so unless they've had a lesson somewhere else, it's one of those, not that their first lesson is a Discovery flight, but they will do a Discovery flight before I even want to do a lesson with them.
Okay.
Because you want to make sure before you get somebody involved in what it takes to get to fly, they need to make sure it's really something they want to do.
Yeah.
So most of them will do a Discovery flight, and not literally just first lesson, but if like he was saying, if they've
So what
done
you're
it,
saying is that I'm just full.
yes. Well, no, a lot of times, like he said, if they've been somewhere else or they've been in a plane,
Right.
he will make their first lesson still like a Discovery flight. But they've never been in a plane, they will do a Discovery flight. I will not.
Do you have a lesson today at 2:30?
Yes.
So if that student says to you, Josh, I heard something about an asteroid, God's football, should we be up there? I mean, will you be prepared for that question?
I will now.
Are you, yeah. Are you worried about God's football?
I'm not.
Okay. See, it's 17,000 million, whatever.
Not million, 17,000 miles.
17,000 miles away. It shouldn't affect Josh at 2,000 feet.
Do you know what? You know what
If it
surprised me?
does, we got way more
Actually,
problems.
we're just doing pattern work, so we're not
Yeah.
to be above
1,100 feet. Yeah. if he's worried about it, we got a lot of other issues.
Do you know what I was surprised at, actually, is that this thing is 17,000 miles high, but it's closer than the satellites that we use for like broadcasting. I didn't realize that's how high those satellites were. I don't know how high I thought they were, but 17...
So I'd be concerned about our satellites.
They say there's
Do
nothing
not
to worry
rely
about.
on GPS at 2:30. We'll go with that.
Something could be knocked out. If
Well,
it
yeah,
hits.
because if it's carrying all these little floaters that we talked about,
Yeah.
it might
Oh, you're right. That could be.
something could go.
That was very fancy. Shh. That was nice. Are those like actual NASA terms?
Those are NASA terms right there.
Yeah.
I worked for NASA.
I know.
Some African language.
So how far away are your satellites?
I don't know, but the news said that 17,000 miles is
All right,
closer.
so now you're listening to the media.
Media. I do listen to media, yes.
He is kind of in media.
So closer than the satellites, like, Sirius Radio and your GPS. And all the satellites are apparently higher than 17,000 miles, which I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. Did you realize that?
No,
That's pretty high up there.
So we learned something.
it's about time.
I know. Well, usually we're teaching. That's why we never learn.
So what do
Yeah.
you think you'll be doing in 10 years? What you still gonna be doing this or
But will I be doing in 10 years?
giving tours? So you're gonna be a missionary like in a few months, right?
Yeah.
So wow. Are you getting
Yeah, he's better not be doing this in
Are you
10
getting
years.
excited or sad? You're gonna be leaving, and that's exciting. And probably both, right?
Yeah, we're excited about it. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to the whole reason I ever became a pilot was to be able to do that kind of flying. So I'm pretty much getting my dream job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sucks for him, huh?
don't be bitter.
I'm being sarcastic because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
See, that's what Ocala Aviation does. We help you achieve your dreams. Ha ha.
And helping
Good
other
spin
people.
on that, huh?
That was very good.
Yes.
helping other people in the process.
Yes, exactly.
See, Dan is supposed to be coming in to fly and getting his license soon.
Uh-huh.
But Dan's been very busy getting, things ready for the new radio
The
station.
new radio station. That's right.
Yes.
So
But we're hoping that Dan will finish before Josh leaves. That's the goal.
They put up an awesome sign yesterday. At
He showed me a picture.
Did you? At the new studios
Yes.
on.
I
in the
hope
mall.
people don't throw rocks at it.
Well, now they will now that you said that.
Well, they're
you don't
teen-
say that online.
They're teenagers. They've already thought of it.
Well, now they have.
We're not online. We're on the air.
Yes.
And you really
sorry.
think they're listening to our show?
Yeah, of course they are. Yes.
So when we broadcast from there, you'll be right there. I mean, you'll be looking out the window at those people getting ready to go shop. And
I'll tell them, don't throw rocks.
Yes, well, we're hoping it'll be done before you leave.
That'd be great. Yeah, they said, what was the original move-in date? Like,
Shh, don't even go there. Do not. We're not talking about that.
but
No negativity.
All right.
All right.
If you want to take a discovery flight, you want to learn how to fly, what's a good number to call?
A good number to call is ours. 352-861-7484. Great for discovery flights. And remember, graduation is not too far away. Start looking into graduation presents, or if your kid's going to go off to college, get them a license before they leave.
Nice. OcalaAviation.com is the website, right?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take a little break and be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida.